We know them as the masters of the cosmos, the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. I'm talking about Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the great Trimurti, the trinity that runs the endless cycles of life and death. For ages, they have ruled from their celestial dimensions, directing the grand story of the universe. But what if I told you that their absolute power was just the beginning of a story so much bigger than they could ever imagine? What if the creators themselves were created? This goes way beyond a simple what came first question. This is a cosmic mystery that cuts to the very heart of reality. The Devi Bhagavatam tells the story of a moment when the gods themselves, the Trimurtis themselves, had to face a power that dwarfed their own. A power that revealed the entire universe was just one of the countless others. Today we are taking a journey across the parallel universes to uncover the shocking secret of who or what truly created the creators. Welcome to Chaturya, the 4-stage channel. I'm your host, K. Kumar, author of 9 best-selling books, including Daiva, and today I'm going to take you on a journey across multiverses. I hope you'd enjoy this journey, but make sure that you have subscribed to this channel and hit the bell icon. So let's begin. For a time so long it's beyond measure, the cosmic order seemed perfect. Brahma awoke on a magnificent lotus that blossomed from the navel of a sleeping Vishnu. Facing the 4 corners of the universe, Brahma began the sacred act of creation, bringing all the life into being. His partner, Bhagavan Vishnu, the preserver, kept his new reality stable. He would descend to earth in different forms or avatars whenever cosmic balance was threatened, in order to restore and guide humanity. And then there was Shiva, the meditating god on the icy peaks of Mount Kailash. He is the great destroyer, the transformer. But his destruction isn't an end. It's a necessary cleansing that makes way for Brahma to begin creating all over again. Together, they are a perfect, self-sustaining loop. Creation, preservation, and destruction, and again creation, and so on. The Trimurtis, they were the beginning, the middle, and the end. Their power felt absolute. They are the architects of everything, or so they believed. The Purans, which are ancient Hindu texts, actually give different versions of their origins, sometimes saying that they were born from each other in different cosmic ages. This is our first clue that their own beginning is more complicated than it actually looks like. In fact, the initial chapters in the Devi Bhagavatam provides an instance where a newly born Vishnu floating on a banyan leaf in the infinite ocean of Ekarnava wonders how he had arrived there. It was just a hint of a much bigger revelation waiting for him. The Trimurti, even with all their cosmic duties, were stuck with a question that hit them at the core of the beginning. Before they even knew their roles, the 3 gods found themselves floating in a great empty ocean with no memory of where they came from. They asked the most basic questions. Who are we? Why are we here? Who made us? Their all-powerful natures suddenly felt empty, and their existence was a riddle without an answer. It was a moment of pure divine humility, the realization that even gods, the most powerful gods, can be lost. Determined to find their source, they began to meditate, focusing all their power on the void around them. And as they did, a celestial vehicle, a vimana, made of shimmering crystal and light, descended from some unknown place in the sky. A beautiful feminine voice echoed through the emptiness, inviting them to come aboard. It promised them answers, but warned them that the truth would shatter everything they thought they knew. Together, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva entered the vimana, or the ship. Now, this wasn't a normal trip. They weren't moving through space, but through the idea of reality itself. They were going to move beyond Maya, or illusion. The vimana was a vessel of consciousness built to travel beyond the edges of the universe and into great unknown depths. Their quest wasn't about who was the strongest anymore. It was about where they came from and who created them. They were heading into a mystery far deeper than a cosmic pillar of the looking for the one who designed them, and it was Adi Parashakti, the Devi Mahamaya, who was watching everything from the beyond. This journey into the multiverse reveals layers of reality that challenge everything we think we know. If your mind is spinning with these cosmic secrets just like ours, this is a great time to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Your support helps me explore more of these incredible mysteries from our ancient Purans. Now let us get back to the Trimurti's unbelievable voyage. The crystal Vimana, the ship, rose not into the familiar starry sky, but into a space between realities. What they saw next was breathtakingly impossible. Before them lay an endless ocean of cosmic bubbles, and each bubble was a complete universe or a Brahmanda. The Bhagavata Purana explains that countless universes like these are born from the pores of Mahavishnu, who is a higher form of Vishnu. And these are born every time he breathes out. And all these universes that disappear when he breathes in. Each of these universes lasts for a single breath of this massive cosmic being called Mahavishnu. And as their Viman drifted through this cosmic sea, the Trimurtis, they looked into the other universes and were absolutely stunned. In one, they saw a Brahma with 10 heads. In another, 100. In one, 1,000, and each one creating a universe far bigger and more complex than their own. They saw countless Vishnus, each preserving their own reality, and endless Shivas, each performing the cosmic dance of destruction in their own corner of existence. There were universes with totally different laws of physics, where creation didn't come from a lotus, and where the gods had forms they could barely recognize. Their sense of importance of being the sole rulers of all reality, it just dissolved. They realized they weren't special anymore, that they were just a pattern repeated over and over in an infinite symphony of creation. Their entire universe, which they thought was everything, was just one tiny shimmering bubble in an endless ocean. The journey was a lesson in scale, a humbling moment that showed them their power was limited. The Trimurtis were the gods of a universe, not the universe. The experience was dizzying, stripping them of their divine ego and getting them ready for the final, ultimate truth. They understood now that they weren't the source of everything, but they were just a part of it. But a part of what? The Viman finally slowed, stopping before a glowing island in the sea of universes. This island was known as Manidvipa, and it pulsed with an energy so huge it made their own divine power feel like a tiny candle in a hurricane. Stepping out of the Viman, the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, found themselves in a garden of celestial gems. Seated on a throne in the center was a goddess, glowing with the light of 1,000,000,000 suns. But her presence was gentle and kind. The Devi Bhagavatam identifies her as Bhuvaneshwari, a form of Adiparashakti, the first and foremost supreme power. She is the ultimate reality, the unmanifested energy that everything, even the void they first woke up in, came from. She looked at them and smiled. And in that smile, the Trimurtis understood everything. She didn't speak with words. The truth simply flooded their minds. She revealed that she was their mother, the cosmic womb they were all born from. She explained that she is the absolute reality which exists as feminine, dynamic energy and as masculine, motionless consciousness. According to the text, she told them that all three of them were created by her as extensions of her own being to govern the universe. She then gave Brahma his job as creator, Vishnu his job as preserver, and Shiva his job as destroyer. That Adiparashakti showed them the nature of Maya, the grand illusion of existence. Their identities, their universe, even their feeling of being separate from each other were all part of her divine play. The Trimurtis were not independent gods, but expressions of a cosmic energy, the living forms of the three forces, creation, preservation, and destruction. And these three forms were needed for any reality to exist. That Devi, that Supreme Devi, explained the great cycles, the kalpas. The Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, had been born before, and they would be born again and again in countless universes to perform their cosmic jobs. Their existence wasn't a straight line. It was an eternal, repeating circle that always started with her and always returned to her. She was the ocean, and they were just three powerful, magnificent waves. But in the end, they could never be separate from the source. Humble and enlightened, the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, bowed before Adi Parashakti, the mother of all universes. They returned to their own universe, not as supreme rulers, but as devoted ones of a reality far bigger than they had ever dreamt of. Their power wasn't gone. In fact, its purpose was now crystal clear. They were the cosmic managers for a divine feminine source that is the root of all creation. The story of the Trimurti's journey to Adi Parashakti is a powerful reminder of a core idea in Hindu philosophy, the concept of Brahman, ultimate formless reality that exists beyond all gods and all universes. Whether this source is seen as the feminine Adishakti or the genderless Parabrahman, the message is the same. Even the creator is created. Even the most powerful forces we can imagine are just expressions of the one infinite consciousness that connects everything. This ancient story, with its incredible ideas of multiverses and cosmic cycle, pushes us to look beyond our own small world and ask bigger questions about where we come from. This story suggests that the deepest truth isn't found in being the most powerful, but in recognizing we are all connected to the infinite source of everything at the same time. And what does this idea of a creator beyond the creators mean to you in our modern world? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the limitless depths of our ancient wisdom and philosophy, then make sure that you subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications for our journey into the unknown. May the Devi be with you.